So, you want to learn how to film yourself. Well, let me tell you something. It's not only about the equipment, but it's about your presentation, your act, your personality. How do you perform in front of the camera? So in today's video, we're gonna be covering personality, confidence, and we're gonna be talking about the camera gear that I started out with and some of the different angles that help make your videos even better. Now, before we get started on today's video, I want to talk about Movavi Video Editor Plus 2021, featuring new powerful tools such as LUT integration, audio synchronization, blanks on the timeline, enhanced transitions, and improved cropping. Along with the video editing software, there is also the Movavi Vlogger Essentials bundle. This bundle includes the Blogger, Cinematic, and Technology set. The packs include things like titles, stickers, backgrounds, transitions, and more. And for a limited time, if you use the code VLOG15 or if you simply follow the link down below, you will get 15% off the Vlogger Essentials bundle. So act fast. Let's get started with tip number 1, and that is presenting yourself in front of the camera. Notice how I'm staring directly into the lens. My eyes don't wander off, they don't look down, they don't look up. They rarely do that. Only if I'm reviewing a piece of equipment or talking about a certain scene will I maybe look away, but that has a lot to do with the B-roll that I would be showing over the video to cover up that different eye change, if that makes sense. And don't worry, we're gonna talk a little bit about the editing process as well. But overall, when I'm talking to you, the audience, I'm talking into the lens. Now, how does one build the confidence and that overall habit to look into the lens? Practice in front of your bathroom mirror. This is the best way to build your confidence. So, especially for those of you who have a lot of anxiety or are just nervous at the start, just every morning for 5 to 10 minutes, go to your mirror in your bathroom and just talk to yourself. Say, hey, what's going on? How you doing? And try to focus on your eyes. So when you're staring into the mirror, just look at your eyes. Hey, good looking. All right, let's not get that confident. Try this. In today's video, I'm gonna be talking about the new Sony a7S Mark III. So what is another benefit of practicing into a mirror? Well, you can see yourself. When you're looking into a lens, for example, like I am right now, I can't really see myself, even with the monitor. I have a monitor to the side of me, but if I look at the monitor, I'm looking away. The lens also has a reflection and you should just stare directly into it. And that's how you create that perfect eye line between you, the camera, and the lens. Look directly through the center, and that's how you're gonna penetrate your audience's attention. All right, camera equipment. Everyone's most favorite topic, and to be honest, I can go on for hours and hours and hours about camera equipment because there's just so much. There's so many different combinations and just, it's very overwhelming. And especially for those of you who are new into filmmaking or just new into filming yourself, finding the right equipment can be very, very difficult. Now, in my case, I started off with the cheapest equipment that I could find. Obviously, it's not this equipment that I'm currently using, but the best equipment is either what you already have or what you can spend very little money on. For example, if you have a phone that shoots HD videos and pretty good photos, then you can surprisingly make very good content with just shooting with your phone. And if you're ready to upgrade from your phone, well, we can start talking about mirrorless cameras like this one right here. This is the Sony A9 and Zeiss 24-70 f4 lens. I don't recommend the Sony A9 just for video. It's more of a hybrid camera. It's actually a sports photography camera, but the current camera that I'm shooting this video on right now is a Sony a7S Mark III. This is a camera that is primed directly for video. It performs exceptionally in low light and it gives us a ton of different frame rates to work with. Now, this is not a cheap camera. It is about $34.99, but if you are looking for a much more budget-friendly camera, start looking at maybe the Sony a7 III series cameras. You can get them for about $1,300 to $1,400. You can even find them used for less than $1,000. And I think that if you want to jump into the professional scene with a small budget, that's a great camera to start with. And the Zeiss 24-70, another great budget lens. and it will last you a lifetime. I've already had this lens for about 7 years. It does have some dings on the lens, but overall the image quality is exceptional, and it's a light and small lens, perfect for traveling. Next, let's talk about lighting. This is something that I am so passionate about, actually more passionate than about cameras, because you can shoot on the worst camera ever made and on the worst lens ever made, and if your lighting is good, you can make your videos look good too. So lighting, in my opinion, is probably the most important thing you should get, along with the type of lens that you're using. The camera body that you're using is important, but it's not as important as the lighting or the lenses. With the right lights, you can manipulate color, shadows, contrast, highlights, and so much more, simply just by increasing the intensity or changing light placement. That's something that your camera can't really control as well. So what's a good budget-friendly light to use? Well, I use the Godox SL60W. It's about $100 to $120, and it's the best deal you can get on a light. It outputs about 60 watts of power, and it's extremely user-friendly. All you have is a little switch and a knob, and it comes with a remote and a light reflector. I'm shooting with that light right now with a softbox, and you can see the division of light. Bright, dark, and that gives yourself a more cinematic look on camera, and your audience will be engaged for a longer amount of time. And back there, I have the Godox SL150W Mark II. It's a much more expensive light because of the higher output, but overall, the Godox setup of lights is a great thing to have because they are the best bang for your buck. If you're ready to increase your budget on more lighting equipment, definitely consider getting RGB tube lights. These things create a futuristic look and are overall a lot of fun to play with. And I'm actually using one right now as an overhead light, and you can see the outline of my body because of that tube light. So just really consider tube lights and the Godox lights for your filmmaking setup, especially when you're filming yourself. Now, the third thing that I recommend that you get if you want to film yourself is a good microphone. Right now, I'm using the Hollyland Lark 150. This is a wireless lavalier microphone, and surprisingly, it is budget friendly because it comes with 2 lavalier mics and 1 receiver. And this is probably the most powerful microphone that you can get because it has a range of over 100 meters. It also has its own charging case, so if you decide to go out and vlog, you can take this thing with you and charge it at the same time while you're traveling to that spot that you want to shoot at. Now, I was gonna dive deeply into tripods for this video, but since you're just filming yourself, all you really need is a decent set of sticks or legs, mount your camera on top of it, and there you go. You can easily spend maybe 15, 20 bucks on a very cheap tripod, and that will about do it. Obviously, if you're doing more professional client work or product photography or videography, you'll probably want to opt out with a tripod with a fluid head. And speaking about tripods, I do recommend that you get the portable tiny tripod called the GorillaPod. This thing will grab onto anything, and it's a great little extension pole that allows you to vlog and film yourself with ease. Now, when it comes down to camera angles, when you're filming yourself, especially vlog style, try to get as many different camera angles as you can. Right now we have a dead-on camera angle. When you're on a Joby GorillaPod, you can get the up-close camera angle, you can get camera angles from the sides, you can even get a 360 camera, and this thing will get you literally any camera angle you want. You put it on a selfie stick and boom, you have any angle you want. And I'm talking about literally. And last but not least, let's talk about editing. In editing, there's a ton of different aspects, from the amount of cuts to what kind of cuts, and the background music and the color grading and all of that stuff. I've made a few different tutorials using Movavi software, so definitely check out that content right here. But whenever I'm shooting a vlog, or if I'm just shooting a basic product video, I don't want my head to be in the video for too long. I want there to be different shots of the product that I'm reviewing, for example, and that is called B-roll. While you're talking about a certain subject, you want that subject to be in the shot. Don't constantly have the camera pointing on you, because that can kind of bore your audience. Unless your energy is high, it's very difficult to keep your audience engaged when the camera is just focused on you. So overlay your talking head shot, For example, this is a talking head right now with different other B-roll shots that match what you're talking about. And that's how you're gonna create a much more engaging video. So those are the steps that I used to film myself. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'll talk to you later. Peace.